Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. So the people from TopTes, the makers of this portable gas leak detector, reached out to me on my Facebook page and asked me if I would consider featuring their product in one of my videos. I told them, you know what? Send it over. Let me put it through the test. And if it lives up to my standards, I'll absolutely do it. And that's what this video is about. So stick around. We're going to jump down to the bench. I'll show you what this little portable gas leak detector can do. And if you're the type of person that's a little bit paranoid and think you're always smelling some natural gas, this may be something you want to keep in that kitchen drawer. So stick around, I'll be right back. All right, so as I mentioned in the description of the video, the people at TopTes sent this to me. They actually reached out to me on my Facebook page, asked me if I would consider doing a video. I said, send me the product, I'll test it out. And if it does what it's supposed to do, I most certainly will shoot the video. And that's what we're doing here. This is a portable gas leak detector. And before you do anything, take those instructions out of the box and read them. Do not attempt to use this before reading these instructions with anything you do. Now, this portable gas detector will detect, according to the instructions, methane gas, natural gas, which is what this particular video is going to pertain to, propane, liquefied petroleum, sewer gas, and gasoline. It has two sensitivity modes, high sensitivity, which is going to detect anywhere between 50 and 500 parts per million, and low sensitivity, which is 500 and 1,000 parts per million. I always test in the high sensitivity mode. But basically, it works off of two AAA batteries, which are supplied. And as you can see here, there's where the batteries go. Very simple, again, very expensive tool. The tools I use on my truck when I'm looking for gas, I use a tool that costs me $225, but I've had tools that cost upwards of $400. This is a fraction of what that cost. So what you do is after you put the batteries in here, you turn it on, and the best case scenario is, in my opinion, as I do even with my high-end gas sniffers, I actually turn them on outside because it's going to calibrate itself. It's testing the air. You don't want to be in the room where there's gas while this thing is calibrating. You want to clear it. So best case scenario, outside, then you come in. Or, second best case scenario, go in another room where there is no gas leaking or where you're not looking for gas. And what it's going to do, it's going to calibrate, then it's going to beep. It beeps when you turn it on, and then it's going to calibrate. After it finishes calibrating, it's going to beep again to let you know you're ready. And there you go. We're ready to go sniffing gas. The high sensitivity light is on. If you want to put it in low sensitivity mode, you push that button and the light goes out and you can proceed to test for gas in the low sensitivity mode. But I test in the high sensitivity mode, and we're going to go over to my boiler and water heater and do a couple of sniffs to see what's going on over there. Hopefully I don't have any leaks, or at least I shouldn't. And then I'll show you how it does find leaks. And also it comes with a nifty little pouch you can put this in. This is in the box as well. So you can put it in the little pouch, keep it in your kitchen drawer. Like I said, if you're the type of person who's always suspecting gas leaks, you'll have it handy. A lot of people, I know a lot of people that do summertime barbecuing are always, saying they smell gas around their barbecue. Well, this thing can go out and sniff out propane. Anyway, we're going to go over and start testing, and I'm going to leave the sound on, and I'm basically going to talk over this. So you're going to hear in the background my boiler and water heater are actually going. And I'm going to try to talk over this. But I'm sniffing around. I'm looking for a leak. And simply what you do is you go point it at the joints or where you suspect you smell something. And, if it detects, it'll start ticking. And if it's really a bad leak, it's going to start ticking, and that green screen is going to turn to red. And you'll see that in an upcoming frame here, but I'm just simply going along. This is the boiler that heats the first floor of my building. I'm sniffing around. I'm taking some samples, or it's taking some samples. And as you can see, there are no leaks. There should be no leaks. Now I'm going to switch across. I have another boiler across from this existing boiler that heats my tenant's apartment on the top floor. we'll go take some samples from their gas piping coming down. There's a valve supplying the boiler. Then we have a union fitting. And then we're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I believe we have a drip leg at the bottom with a cap on it. But we're just sniffing, looking for samples, and like I said, there are no leaks, and there should be no leaks. So in order for me to show you how this works, I went over back to the water heater and took some samples, and you can see here it shouldn't leak. I don't believe in this frame it's going to leak. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pair of channel lock pliers, loosen that collar, and I'm going to try to produce a leak. And I got to tell you that you know, the pipe coming in from the top, it's so tightly up against the bottom joint that even after I loosened the collar, it was hard for me to get it to leak, and I actually had to lift it up by hand. And I was trying to do this while holding the camera, so that's why, you know, I basically didn't want to put the camera down. So there you go. I got my tried and true method, which is bubbling water, 60-40% mix of Dawn dishwashing liquid and water. I got it on there, and believe it or not, that collar is loose. It's completely loose, but you don't see any bubbles because that line coming down from the top is so tightly whacked up against the bottom joint. It's really holding, which is amazing. So here I am loosening the collar, and you'll see me move the pipe there, trying to get it to leak, and it doesn't leak until, there you go. I lifted up the pipe, and bingo, you can see the bubbles. Clearly you can see the bubbles. So I am going to tighten this back up again, and I'm going to go over to the boiler because I couldn't hold the camera and try to take a reading with the tool over here. I actually got that collar loose, and you will see momentarily, and you can hear, obviously there's something going on here. And the closer I get, and you'll see the way it turns red, and those lines will just light up, and there you go. And even after I pull it away, you're going to hear this thing go off after I pull it away. If you want to clear it, you can blow on the tip to clear it out. But here I am putting it back up, and I'm going back to get my soap to show you the tried and true method. This always worked before the fancy gas leak detectors, but and you can still hear that thing going off. So there you go. There is the leak, and that thing is doing its job, and I don't even have it near the leak, and it's still doing its job. So what I'm going to do now is get my channel lock pliers. I'll go in here, tighten up that collar, and make sure everything's nice and tight, and then we'll go back in and test. And I don't know if you can hear that thing going off in the background, but it's still going off. Folks, if you're a person who's always worried about gas or thinks they smell gas, and you don't want to go out and spend money on an expensive gas leak detector, which I recommend you don't do. If anything, you can use the soapy solution. But for about 19 bucks and change, this is something you might want to consider keeping in that kitchen cabinet upstairs or keeping down by the barbecue. I'll leave a link down below, and if you so desire, you can check out that link. I think TopTes has sent me a link to a discounted price on Amazon. Go check it out. Folks, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as you can see, we are leak-free. So guys, there you go. If you're one of those people who think you're always smelling gas, and I know a lot of them, it's something you may want to keep in that kitchen drawer. Like I said at the beginning of this video, you can take it out, you can turn it on, and you can go sniffing around. My opinion is if you guys smell any kind of gas, whether it's natural gas, propane gas, methane gas, whatever kind of gas, and this does detect quite a number of gases, as I mentioned in the video, it's always my opinion to call a professional in or call your utility in. I don't think, homeowners with no experience should be poking around looking for gas leaks. I think you should call a professional to do that. But with that said, I carry a couple of professional gas leak detectors. They run anywhere from $225 up to $400. I don't think that's something you as a homeowner are going to want to invest in. And for the price of this portable gas leak detector, I think it's a good deal. I'm going to leave a link down below this video. The people from TopTes actually left me a link where you can go and get the discounted price from Amazon. Again, they sent this to me. I did not pay for this product. I just wanted to run it through the test, see how well it worked. And as you can see in the video, it did detect and it did do its job. Again, I don't advocate you looking for gas leaks yourself. You should call a pro. And anyway, folks, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. Once again, as always, if you're new to the channel, you may want to consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. But the most important thing you can do is hit that like button, because without likes, this video is not going anywhere. Folks, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope to see you again real soon in my next video. Stay well. And as always, happy plumbing.